good evening, and not since Paul Daniels looked as if he'd breathed his last in a seal vault, apparently crushed to death 6 Halloweens ago, terribly sad, has there been such a fuss.
Ghostwatch. My 11-year-old son was left shaking and physically sick after 10 minutes. Prior warning should have been given, so we had some idea of what was to come.
And?
The BBC should be locked up for such a prank. I guessed halfway through it was a hoax, but people do live in haunted houses. They're frightened enough without being ridiculed by Michael Parkinson.
Or?
I have a helpline for people in distress, and I received over 300 calls. In fact, I thought Ghostwatch was brilliant, but it was introduced as a drama, and many of the people I helped did not understand that drama means fiction.
And thanks to Joe Soton of Staffordshire for that call, because it is, you could say, at the heart of the matter. Anyway, for those who are busy out tricking and treating or listening to Radio 3, Ghostwatch was advertised in the Radio Times, TV Times, etc. as
a Screen One special drama for Halloween by Stephen Volk, starring Michael Parkinson, Sarah Green,
etc., etc., followed by a brief resume which ended,
BBC TV turns the camera on ghoulies, ghosties and things that go bump in the night.
And then there was a cast list like this. Not everybody, or even nearly everybody, of course, gets a Radio Times or TV Times. Ghostwatch kicked off at 9:25 with Screen One credits and then switched to Michael Parkinson in a studio with specifically
Dr. Lynn Pascoe, played by Gillian Bevan.
And Mike Smith, who played himself. Here's Parky setting the scene with Sarah Green, also playing herself, and the Early family. They incidentally played by
Brid Brennan, Michelle Wesson and Cherise Wesson.
And who were builders living in a haunted house in Foxhill Drive, Northolt, where at this particular point, well, not a lot is happening.
While we search for that piece of tape, let's find out what Sarah's up to.
Sarah, did you hear that? Somebody thinks they've seen a presence in the house.
Today?
Yeah, you've not noticed anything this evening, have you?
No, nothing to report from here yet, except how absolutely useless I am at apple bobbing.
Well, it doesn't look much like a Screen One, but hardly the sort of stuff to frighten the cat. And it ambled on in this vein for the first 40-odd minutes, until things did start to happen. Here's Sarah again, and Suzanne Early now sounding completely different.
I don't know what's going on. Can you hear this? Smithy? Michael? Dr. Pascoe? There are incredible noises coming from the walls and from the ceiling. Ah! Susie. Stop it! Stop it, Susie!
And hand up those who thought Sarah Green was acting. No, never mind that question. Did it look convincing?
OK, I'm not ashamed to admit it. Ghostwatch totally fooled me and scared me half to death. I've never been so terrified in my whole life.
Says Linda Beach of Liverpool, and
absolutely brilliant.
Says Richard Stewart of Brentwood.
My wife and I sat riveted to our seat, believing it was all truly happening. I'm so pleased we didn't spoil the illusion in advance by looking in the Radio Times and realising it was a spoof.
Or, if you prefer, MP Parker of Dorset.
An arrogant and clumsy dissection of the paranormal, prejudiced for the trivial purpose of providing family entertainment, a sick joke.
And for the record, there were on the night a total of 835 calls to the duty office. 382 viewers rang to say it was an insult to their intelligence. 275 thought it in poor taste. Another 62 just had a general moan. And 116 rang to say they thoroughly enjoyed it. No one congratulated Sarah Green on her acting, but perhaps they were too busy worrying if she'd gone missing forever in the cupboard under the stairs.